What's up, anime fanatics? We are back with another recommendation video for all the redo of Healer fans, but we have something really different and unique this time. We have compiled a list of anime similar to redo of Healer. After a long wait, we finally received an anime adaptation from its source material. But fans have mixed reactions towards this anime, few like it, and few absolutely hate it. Bilibili has removed redo of Healer from their website due to a lack of morals and gruesome scenes. The first episode showed the darkest possible representation of revenge and its effect on a person. It's a show that depicts the extent to which a person is willing to go to take revenge. The gore scenes and brutality are quite terrifying, but people still tend to watch it. Redo of Healer resorts to great lengths to show the harshness crippling everyone and what it takes to unleash it all. The main protagonist in this anime is pushed to his limits after being broken emotionally and physically. This makes him break his character and hate everything he had done, so he decides to redo everything but reversing the roles this time. We kick things off with Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied is a classic anime series in the horror genre, and it even has some romance. The messed up kind of romance. Lucy, the main character, is a Diclonius. A human invention with vectors that can rip apart anything it touches. Lucy escapes the laboratory she's held captive in and slaughters almost everyone who tries to get in her way. And that kicks off the anime's plot. The humans who created her are now trying to hunt down and kill her. The anime highlights the hypocrisy and evil that humans are able to commit. There's also themes of child abuse and other strong themes throughout this anime, with nudity and strong language thrown into it.
Elfen Lied.
Ninth on the list is Sin 7 Deadly Sins. This next anime series is eye candy for all the Yuri lovers. Yes, this anime literally has no male leads and is completely based on Yuri. The plot is similar in terms of redo of Healer due to its revengeful intent and sexual content. Every episode is perfectly planned with no delay in the overall storyline. Furthermore, it is a pleasant anime to watch that makes you feel good when you feel lonely. The ladies in 7 Mortal Sins are on a league of their own. This feel-good anime has many positive reviews and is on its way to extend its fan base in the future. What makes this really similar to redo of Healer is the first episode. They both interpret the betrayal and anger to seek revenge at the very beginning of the series. The only difference is that all the leads are female characters that are drop-dead gorgeous to look at. Coming in at number 8 is Fate Zero. Fate Zero is nothing like any other Fate series. It's the most violent, brutal, and disturbed of all Fate anime that's ever been created. Serial killers on the loose, child abductions and murders, and other equally dark themes show up in the anime. But it's more than just that. The plot is about a holy grail war, where the winner gets to make whatever wish they want, but only after fighting other challengers and beating or killing them. It's a good transition anime for anyone interested in magic anime, and redo of Healer in particular. Moving on, we have a more traditional isekai, Arifureta. From commonplace to world's strongest? This sounds like a case of powering up to overpowered levels. And it is. But well, at what cost? When you're isekai'd somewhere as a non-practical combat useless class like say, a synergist, you're bound to encounter some difficulties. But then you get some people to still like you despite your shortcomings. This is when you draw the ire and jealousy of malicious people. This is exactly what happened to good, kind, and innocent guy Hajime Nagumo. This is how he got betrayed and left for dead at the bottom of a dangerous labyrinth chasm. This is his story of deliverance from being commonplace to world's strongest. Although Arifureta From Commonplace to World's Strongest isn't a full-blown, sadistic tale of revenge, it does draw some parallels to redo of Healer. The focus on vengeance is ephemeral, but it's still there. I guess Hajime is just too busy pursuing his main goal and getting stronger to actually care. Nevertheless, Arifureta From Commonplace to World's Strongest is still very much an interesting show. It has nice visuals, decent world building, as well as an intriguing plot. Be sure to catch it when you can. At number 6 we have Akame ga Kill. When there's the word kill staring right at you from the title, you should already know what's coming. That's right, Akame ga Kill is a brutal show about vanquishing the confounding evil that plagues society. Evil is everywhere, however inconspicuous. This is what Tatsumi, a young man from the boonies, learns the hard way. He ventures into the capital in hopes of wealth and abundance, only to discover an enormous amount of corruption, depravity, and despair instead. The world is not what it seems, so he must fight for survival and try to rid the world of darkness even for just a little bit. I urge you to not linger on the thought and just watch Akame ga Kill as soon as you can. Believe me when I say that this show, in my opinion, is the best one on this list. It is chock full of action, highly engaging, and depressingly good. As we enter the halfway point we move on with Overlord. Overlord? More like overpowered. That's right, Ain Zuelgaon is here, and he's the real deal. He's the Overlord, after all, and he's got godly power, as well as an army of dreadful monstrosities under his command. What's the catch? Ain Zuelgaon is quite clueless about the novel situation he's in, the true extent of his powers, and pretty much everything in his new world. This is why he has to exploit anything and everything, by any means necessary and with utmost vigilance, to further his goal of learning all there is about his new world and his new unlife. It's always fascinating when you can play some games with cheats and/or with max stats and levels. This is exactly what watching Overlord feels like. Everything's easy, and you're in control. Ah, it must be so nice to be in Ain Zuelgaon's situation. If you're interested and curious now, then the only thing to do is actually watch Overlord. There's no need to hesitate because I highly recommend it.
これは下界に落ちてしまった天使の僕をある勇敢な二人の冒険者が救ってくれた物語のはずだったのに.
In our fourth place we have something that looks like an hentai, but isn't really. Here we have another anime similar to Redo of Healer, but with zero action. This anime focuses on fulfilling the viewer's wildest and darkest fantasies. Some would basically call this hentai rather than call it borderline hentai. It shares characteristics such as dark fantasy and comedy with Redo of Healer, especially the sexual content is very much similar. Interspecies was not a very big hit among the anime community, and we all know the reason. It's not an open topic to talk about with your web friends, as they tend to label you a pervert. But this anime truly does unleash the perv inside you. Moreover, it is a must to watch this anime with earphones at all times, as the entire anime is filled with words that sound really bad without context. Starting in top 3 spot we have Goblin Slayer. In the world of Goblin Slayer, the only good goblins are dead goblins. The goblin situation is seriously bad, I'm telling you. It's a good thing the Goblin Slayer exists to save the day. Only a few anime can reach the controversiality levels of Goblin Slayer these days. Not only is it brutal and savage in terms of narrative, it is also rife with graphic atrocity. Well, I guess there really is no redemption for the goblins of this show. They may be feeble and cowardly on their own, and as a race, but if left alone, they're a massive threat that should never be ignored. If you want to watch Goblin Slayer, then at least, know what you're getting into. And once you're prepared, be sure to keep vigilant and resolute until you see everything through to the end. Go on now. Your just reward is waiting.
どうか人類を救うために、この世界に残された女性たちと、子作りしていただきたいのです。
I had really hard time ranking the top 2 series here. I would say it a virtual tie, but we're not going to. I decide to give World's End Harem the second place on the list. World's End Harem is your typical fantasy turn reality kind of anime. Basically, this anime portrays all of your wildest harem fantasies in the best possible manner. This anime is a direct adaptation of its manga series and has a lot of potential for a particular niche of anime lovers. If you like Redo of Healer, I suggest you watch World's End Harem. The plot revolves around the last males standing in a world filled with females who desperately need sex to repopulate the world and continue the legacy. But what's the best a single man can do? Will he be able to achieve his goal, or will there be unknown obstacles to face to get the ultimate prize? This is an anime similar to Redo of Healer due to its harem content and wild fantasies of the protagonist. Indeed an underrated anime to look out for in the future. Coming in on top is Rising of the Shield Hero. Among the anime shows listed here, I believe that Rising of the Shield Hero is the most similar to Redo of Healer. It just so happens that the Shield Hero, Naofumi Iwatani, is a lot less hapless and more forgiving than the healer, Kieru. I remember how Rising of the Shield Hero made me feel really sorry for Naofumi because of his unfortunate circumstances. He was betrayed by everyone, treated unjustly, and left to fend off for himself in an unfamiliar world. It's a good thing he managed somehow. But still, he suffered. And as not to spoil anything any further, I'll leave it at that. Just know that Rising of the Shield Hero is a lot less harsh and graphic than Redo of Healer. However, it has better world building, superior character development, and a finer plot. It redeems itself in a wholesome way. This is a show that you can watch without any reservations. So what are you waiting for? Don't go underestimating the Shield Hero now, because he definitely has some tricks up his sleeves that you wouldn't expect. Add Rising of the Shield Hero to your watch list right away. I've got to ask you now, which one of these amongst the top 10 did you like the most? Is there anyone else that I missed out that you felt deserved to be included in this list? If so, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments section, and you know the drill. As an aside, if there's also something that you want me to do as a top 10 list, write it down and let's see what I can do.